100 acre woods where Christopher Robin plays. You will find enchanted neighborhood of Christopher's childhood days. A donkey named Eeyore is his friend, and Kanga and Little Roo. There's a rabbit and Piglet, and there's Owl, and most of all Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Tubby little chubby old stuff with fluff is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, really silly nilly old bear. Good morning, afternoon, evening everyone. Hi, my name is Myra and welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Myra and I make movie reviews and trailer reactions. Sometimes I make other videos such as unboxing and a little bit things about my life, and yeah, I hope you enjoy what you see here, and if you do, please don't forget to click subscribe, I guess. But if you haven't and you already subscribed, please don't forget to click that bell button besides my subscribe button so you'll be notified if I upload something new. Now, I will talk about the obvious because you've seen the beginning of my video, so you can already guess what I'm about to talk about, which is Christopher Robin. Now, Winnie the Pooh itself is a cartoon that I often hear, but I rarely or almost never read or watch about. I knew the gist of the story because I've heard it probably a million times. Christopher Robin plays or stays in a place called 100 Acre Woods, and he has many friends, include a stuffed pig, a stuffed donkey that can't seem to keep his tail, a rabbit, an owl, and a stuffed mother and son kangaroos, which is aptly named Kanga and Roo. Oh, and Pooh, of course. If I miss anyone, please comment below and remind me. The rest of the story is a blur right now for me, but I seem to remember that this is based on a real child's life. And the stuffed animals, plus real animals, are all or some imaginary friends of his. I do remember loving the song though, which I sang at the beginning of my trailer reaction and just now. The movie itself, I think, plays similar to the cartoon version of it, with Christopher Robin plays with his childhood friends, and we can see how they just love each other so much and they have a strong friendship. However, Christopher changes as he got older, making him unable to spend the rest of his time with the rest of the gang. Regardless, Pooh and his friends never forget Christopher Robin and they miss him every day. Fast forward to Christopher Robin being an adult and focusing on work, clearly having problems with his family even though he cannot identify it. That's when Pooh suddenly came back and put some colors into Christopher's life, even though the journey isn't easy. More of the story would be revealed once I talk to you about the reviews, so if you haven't watched the movie, please stop here. First of all, the beginning is pretty self-explanatory. Christopher just chilling with his friend, and it's how we expected it to be. Although no one seemed to know how Christopher Robin could just appear in 100 Acre Woods and having conversation with plushies and some wild animals. I mean, if this is a reality, I'm sure he would end up in a psychiatrist somewhere. I am thankful that Disney overlooked that though. It kept the innocence throughout the movie. Also, thanks to this film, I finally know that Heffalump is actually a villain. I knew that it shapes like an elephant, but I always thought it was like a semi-recurring protagonist character. And there's also another villain named Woozle, even though I don't really know how it looked because we never really saw it. But putting aside my limited knowledge of Winnie the Pooh, I think I hear it somewhere or read it somewhere that how similar the plot of Christopher Robin and the movie Hook. I myself watched Hook multiple times and fell in love with the idea of a grown-up Peter Pan. And yes, now that I think about it, I think it is similar to Christopher Robin. The character, the main character, lost his innocence and had to grow up. The idea of that was interesting. Although I am glad that Christopher Robin isn't exactly the same as Hook. While Peter Pan refused to believe that he is the magical kid of wonder, Christopher Robin actually remembers and acknowledges Pooh as his best friend once he sees him again. However, both Peter Pan, played by Robin Williams, may he rest in peace, he is one of my favorite actors, and Christopher Robin acknowledge a different world than their own reality, such as Neverland and 100 Acre Woods. The first part of the movie for me, it's kind of excruciating because we get to see Christopher Robin's life. How he went from a very cheerful child with a lot of imagination to this adult of a person who has a strained relationship with his wife and his daughter, especially his daughter. He just basically grew up, which is what we or everyone would have to experience and endure, but him growing up is also the thing that actually hurts his family the most. But even though it was excruciating, the background is what makes this Christopher Robin's character so solid, and it definitely explains his life journey. So even though it was not a fun feat to the viewers, it is unfortunately still necessary. Also, I'm pretty sure Pooh in here is speaking with his own cartoon quotes, but I do not recognize them that well. However, I do get the meaning of his words from time to time. Do you have any favorite Pooh quotes? If you do, then please comment below. But this movie holds so much than just a sweet, innocent life that was ruined because of being an adult. Because of his circumstances, Christopher Robin didn't know how to be a good dad, even though he wanted to. He just does what he thought was best for the family, undeliberately making his daughter think that happiness or everything that happened in life should be earned. It just cannot just happen. Or at least that is the vibe that I get from this movie, like Christopher Robin teaching his daughter something wrong but he thought it was right. I cannot lie that I actually relate slightly. I am not close to my own father when I was young because he actually basically just did what Christopher Robin did. He did his best as a father, even though it wasn't very father-like to begin with. But I do not blame him, it's just how he is, and there's nothing I can do to change that. And just as my father was, Christopher Robin realizes, with the help of his friends of course, that he should be a better father, and he gradually did. Moving on to characters. Even though this character doesn't really spark any special interest for me, I think kudos should be said to Jim Cummings, who has been voicing Pooh all this time. He put out consistent work, and because of him, we are able to love the yellow, honey-loving bear that just can't seem to stop getting hungry. I'm also glad to see Hayley Atwell outside of the Marvel fandom because I know her best as Captain America girl, which is Agent Carter. Didn't think that she could accept that her husband's best friend is a teddy bear, but she did. The rest of the characters are fantastic, and it's good to hear, for me, the Tigger song actually sung by Tigger itself. I know it was sung by Tigger, the original one, but I'm glad to hear it again. Now, should you watch this movie, I can see how Christopher Robin could come out as boring for some people. But once you understood the message behind it, I think you would enjoy this movie for the heartfelt message and fell in love with the characters in the process. I want a Pooh in my life, just a voice or a character in my head that tells me to be true to myself and probably spout out meaningful quotes to make my life a little bit better. Also, you will be able to learn a lot about great friendship and how to be a good enough father. It's really not a movie anyone should miss. So, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this movie review, and if you do, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow my Facebook and Instagram. They are in my description below. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of your support. I love you all so much, and as always, I will see you next time. Bye!